All right, good morning, everybody. So, I hate wearing glasses. I hate wearing glasses. So I almost didn't do this, but my hair looks fabulous. Yes, I'm a very vain person. Whatever. I like to look good. Who cares? As long as I'm pleased with myself, I don't care what nobody else thinks. So, with that said, I have an eye infection. Thank God I can actually see out of my eye today. Yesterday, I couldn't see out of my eye. So, I haven't been doing this for a while, so I figured I better do this because I'm struggling with my faith a lot. And I'm like, I've been struggling since I came back from Israel and Poland. And I'm just wondering, why am I struggling? And I think for me, I think the major reason is not what I experienced over there. It's just that I feel like it's almost like evil is prevailing over good lately. And it just irritates me to no end. It appears that way, so I have to believe that that's not the truth. So I switched from reading the Proverbs. I went to Ecclesiastes. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are depressed, don't read this book. That's all I'm saying. And if you're not, make sure that you're very, 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 very extremely happy before you read this, because this is kind of a depressing book of the Bible, in my opinion. So I actually read one, and I didn't do the video for that one. Maybe I'll do it at another time. I don't know. This is going to be for chapter 2. So the verse that I liked was verse 10. It says, I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. Could you imagine? Wow. I refused my heart no pleasure. But in the whole chapter, even though he says that, he says he denied himself nothing his eyes desired, he still was not fulfilled. Okay, he had everything. Okay, and they think that this book is about Solomon. Solomon was like the wisest king. He had umpteen hundred wives, umpteen hundred concubines, had money galore, animals and all that stuff. Like, he just had everything, and he still was not fulfilled. Okay, verse 26, it says, to the man who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth to hand it over to the one who pleases God. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. All right, so I'm going to read the questions. First one, it says, do you see yourself as more led by your heart or by your head? I would say I'm both. I'm a little bit of both, I would say, because I have always valued my brain, because like I said, that's the one thing that God has given me is my brain. Now, whether I choose to use it or not is another story, right? But I think this is what I wrote. I said, I'm going to have to say my heart, because I have such a heart for people. And if you know me, like if you truly know me, like, you know that I have a heart, and I hate to see people hurting. I hate to see people lacking. I just hate to see people going through, because I know what it's like. Like I've told y'all, I was so poor as a child. I was homeless at one point. Like, I know what it's like to be at the very bottom of life, and I've gone through so much in life, so I know what it's like. And I don't like to see other people hurting or going through. Like, I don't know how God, does it. Like, if I'm hurting, because of it, he's got to be hurting, and what, next question, sorry. I'm trying to stay focused. In what areas do you find yourself controlled more by your desires than by wisdom? This is a good one for me. I said relationships, and I'm not just talking about the opposite sex relationships. I'm just talking relationships, period. Because, I'm like here by myself. It's me and my children. Yeah, it's just hard. Like, I don't really have any family. Like, I left my prior church, which I felt led by God to do it. And those guys were my family, so now it's like I have to form a new family, so to speak. And it's hard for me because I don't trust a lot of people, but I said relationships, because we have that desire, and all of us have that desire to be close to people. And I said, no one really wants to be alone all the time. And that's true. Like, honestly, I'm enjoying being single. I actually think that I enjoy being alone most of the time. Really, I do. because people can be very irritating. I love people. I have a heart for people like no end, but people can be very irritating. People can be very hurtful. You name it, vindictive, you know, whatever, just double crossing. I don't know what you want to call it. They can just be everything, you know. But do you really want to be alone all the time? No, I need to have a best friend, someone to talk to share things with, you know. Yeah, so I need that. So I think I shouldn't say that I have a best friend. I have someone who is a friend, that I've shared things with. But also I have to be careful because he has a girlfriend, and it's like, it's not like that with us. Like, we're just friends. So, yeah, it's kind of hard, I guess, being friends with a male that has a significant other. I don't know. Anyways, let's see. Let's move to the next question. How does a passage like this help you focus on the truly important things in life? Okay, so this whole chapter, basically, I told you it's Solomon. It's all about Solomon, they think. And he had all this stuff. He had all these women. He had all these riches. Like, he had everything that you could possibly want or think of in life. And yet he still was not fulfilled. And he just talks about how meaningless everything is, you know. So like I said, don't read this chapter if you're depressed. Let's see. I got to read what I wrote. So, it's asking, how did this passage help you focus on what is truly important things in life? So I just said Solomon had everything, still was not satisfied. Things that are important are not how much stuff you can get. So like, he just proves that point, you know, because I think we're all there, you know. We're kind of just taught by society, you know. It's like, how much stuff you got, how much money you got, that's what makes you successful. That's what's going to make you feel good, you know, and be fulfilled in life, you know. And then when you start realizing that's not the stuff that's going to fulfill you in life, you know. But I said it's people and relationships. And for me, a lot is, what are you doing to change this world for the better? What impact are you really making, or are you just wasting your days? And I think, you know, and yes, I'm going to harp on this for a long time, because I think really, like, I'm really struggling now with the fact that I never became a police officer just because I had other priorities like my son, you know. I'm struggling with that fact because I want to do something to make an impact in this world, to change this world. Like I said, I'm so sick of seeing evil prevail, you know. At least that's the way it looks to me, you know. But I'm so jealous of the officers, you know, and I hold them in like the highest regard. And it's funny because some of them are like, you know, we're not that great. Well, you know what, to me you are, because just like the things that I've been experiencing in the Citizens Academy, you guys are awesome to me. You are, because who in the world would risk their own lives for people that hate them? You know what I'm saying? For not everybody hates officers, but some people do. So who would do that? You know what I'm saying? Who would run into bullets? You know what I'm saying? Like, who would do that? You know? I mean, who would help someone that was just shooting at them? Who would help them to save their lives? That's what they do. You know, are there good? Are there bad officers? Heck yeah. Just like I said, there's bad pastors. There's bad bosses. There's bad everything in this world. But that doesn't mean that you should dislike someone just because of the bad. You know, I can sit here and name on hand some things that have happened where I should not like officers. You know what I'm saying? I went out with this one guy who was an officer, who was retired, you know, and I don't know what his issue was, but he was kind of aggressive, you know. So I learned quickly, no, I don't want to date you, you know? And he was so arrogant. Oh my gosh. I don't even know why, like, really. So that, I mean, like that, for example, one time I can remember a place, you know, where I lived, and the next door neighbor, like, someone was beating the crap out of somebody. I mean, like, literally, like, they were about to kill them. I called 911, no one showed up. I called again and no one showed up. You know, I guess I could have put myself in harm's way and tried to do something. I don't know that I would have did any good though, you know. So it's like, I think they finally showed up maybe like an hour later, one person. I mean, this was domestic violence, you know? That made no sense to me. It made me very mad, made me very, have a lot of disrespect for the officers, to be honest, because to me, you're not doing your job. I mean, that person could have died. I don't even know what happened to that person, honestly. Yeah. And then a huge one for me was when I was in the car accident, this trooper, like, he drives right by, you know, and I'm like beeping a horn, yelling at him. I mean, he can obviously see that I was just rear-ended, you know, I mean, like, and he drives by, you know, but then there's the good, you know. I've had so many help me, you know. I can remember, oh my gosh, this just popped into my head. I can remember, so I was in Minneapolis. I was like, I think in a not so good area. And I went in the little store to do something. It was actually when I was moving on my way down here, and I had my oldest son, and he was young at the time. He was like 2 or 3. And I accidentally left my keys like in the car. Like, I had put him in his car seat, locked him down, everything. And I was like trying to be so careful and watch my back and everything, and I accidentally left my keys in the front. And this was the time where it wasn't the little remotes, you know what I'm saying? It was like the key where you actually had to use it to unlock the door. And so my son got locked in the car, and like I was freaking out. And so I went back in the gas station or whatever, and I was like, you know, can you call someone to help me, you know, like whatever. And an officer came, and I mean, he came like that, like he was fast, you know, because it was hot outside, my son was in the car, you know. And I told him, I said, just break the freaking window, like, I don't care, break the window. He's like, it's okay, just calm down, you know. And he used the little Jimmy thing and got my door open, you know what I'm saying. Then there was a time, like when I was a kid, and I'm from North Dakota, so I don't know if y'all lived there ever, probably not. But imagine the coldest cold you can possibly imagine, and snow up to your waist. You know, that's pretty much it. I'm not over exaggerating by any means. I mean, 30, 40 below is just, that's pretty much a given in wintertime there. And definitely snow up to your kneecap, if not up to your waist, seriously. So I can remember being very young. I was living with my dad at the time. So I was walking home from school, which was crazy that I had to walk home in that. You know, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 8, I think. And the officer came pulling up next to us, and he was like, well, come on, get in, I'll give you a ride. Well, I was freaked out because, you know, I'm always taught don't get in the car with strangers, you know. And it was an officer, and I still didn't want to get in the car with him. And he just kept on, you know, it's like, it's okay, it's really cold out, you know. And he gave me a ride home, you know, me and my stepsister. So to me, that was awesome. You know, he didn't have to do that. He could have just kept on driving, ignored us, but he chose to do that, you know. And then even in the car accident I was talking about, when the trooper drove by, well, the City of Columbia police, whoop, whoop. Okay, I love them too, sorry. I have a friend that works for them, so shout out to City of Columbia. So some of you guys are awesome. When the accident happened, so the trooper drove by, but the City of Columbia, since Mayor Benjamin lives out by me, they've annexed part of it so he could live there to be the city. So there's a little substation out there. Well, 2 of the officers from City of Columbia came to the accident. Well, it wasn't their jurisdiction, but they still came, kind of like to keep peace, you know, and to be there for me, you know. So that meant a lot to me. So there's good and there's bad, you know what? So I can just look at all the bad that they've done. I don't know why all these videos end up with police officers lately, or I can look at the good they've done, you know. But they're the ones, to me, like, I hold them in such high regard, you know, no matter about the ones that have messed up or not, because to me, like, they are the peacekeepers, you know, they are the protectors. They're the ones that are going to run into people shooting bullets at them to save people, you know, whether the people like them or they don't like them, you know, and then they're going to even save the ones that are shooting at them. That's awesome to me. That's something you respect, you know. So my question, I guess, to you is, what are you doing to make an impact, you know, in this world for the good? You can have so much stuff, you can have so much money, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans. What are you doing to really impact this world? That's my question. And I've spoken enough, and I know I harp a lot on police officers. I'm sorry, y'all, but they're fantastic to me. I don't care. So y'all have a fabulous Tuesday, and please pray for me that my eye gets better, because I hate wearing glasses. Like, I can't see for nothing. I hate driving with them. Oh my goodness, it's horrible. All right, y'all, have a terrific Tuesday. just ask yourself, what impact are you making for the good? You know, it's not about stuff and money.